There's a case law that it's allowed down even if there's not even an objection. I've seen a reversal. Which I think defies logic, but it's 3800s are our problem, 3850s are appeal problems.
Or you can use correct sentence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
correct.
I'm sorry, I wasn't sure if it was necessary.
Maybe more.
Sure. You may look at
No, I'll pull it later.
She looked at it, she noticed that Mike's name was missing from one thing.
Oh, so she really looked at it?
Yeah.
How good?
And then she just was gonna, she was like, she wasn't sure about the intro thing, and then she was like, and the 3.9 was the old 3. So I switched that.
Taking me a lot of years to do.
They were very similar.
Yeah.
Let's discuss problems.
All right.
Okay, for it.
He was involved in what he had something to do with.
Greg, Brian, I just emailed you guys the jury instructions.
Oh, great. We'll do this. I think you said on Monday we're going to do that.
Whatever, but just so you know, they're sitting there.
And we have our,
What has the standard entrapment defense instruction in there, so.
Remain seated, court is back in session.
Oh, okay, you may be seated. Welcome back, everyone. Ms. Roosevelt, you said one short witness, is that what you have?
we're just double checking. He's out there still?
Okay,
I'll give him the same advice as you asked him.
right. We set?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I advised him of what Your Honor previously ordered to.
Good. All right, let's bring in the jury.
Jury Henry?
right, counsel may be seated. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you had a pleasant lunch. Defense ready to call its next witness.
Yes, Your Honor. Defense calls Captain John Bonafair.
Raise your right hand, face the front.
Do you swear or affirm that the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you please state your full name and spell your last name for the record?
Captain John Bonafair, Bonafair.
And who are you employed by?
City of Boynton Beach.
And you're still employed by them?
Yes, I am.
All right, you were involved in the investigation of Dalia Dippolito?
Yes.
All right, just a couple brief questions. You're familiar with the investigation at the Chili's restaurant?
Yes.
All right, and your role in that was to wire or work on wiring Wadi Jean's car?
No, my involvement was to assign Officer Reinhold to provide support to Sergeant Ramsey for that particular part of the investigation.
All right. And at some point, you learned that the wire that was supposed to be used on Mohammed Shihade had malfunctioned?
Yes.
All right, just to be clear, you testified to this earlier, there had been other ways of recording Mr. Shihade, right?
There could have been, yes.
And can you please explain to the jury what other methods of recording could have been utilized that day?
We have, for example, would it be a key fob to a car that you press a button and it records audio? We have things as simple as taking a digital recorder and stick it in the person's pocket, something like that.
All right, whose call would it have been to use those?
It probably would have been Officer Reinhold's or Sergeant Ramsey's.
All right. And also, just to be clear, the lead detective in the case was Detective Moreno, correct?
I believe so, yes.
And the sergeant overseeing the entire investigation was Sergeant Paul Sheridan?
I believe that would have been correct, yes.
And the buck stops at them, correct?
Yes.
Nothing further.
Cross-examination.
Officer Ryan, or I'm sorry, Captain Bonafair, you said that there are other ways to record someone.
Yes.
And so are you saying that Sergeant Ramsey would he have had access to a digital recorder?
I believe so. I don't know. At the time, I wasn't there.
Okay, well, to your understanding, are most of the detectives and detective sergeants are assigned to the detective bureau, do they have recorders?
I don't know if the detective sergeants would, but I would assume that the detectives working for them would.
Okay, is that kind of standard equipment to have?
Pretty much.
For a detective?
Yes.
And would it be accurate to say that Sergeant Ramsey was assigned to the detective bureau?
Yes.
Thank you, no further questions.
Redirect.
Yes, Your Honor. And once again, just to be clear, Officer Moreno was the lead detective in this case,
I believe at the time, yes.
and Sergeant Paul Sheridan was the lead sergeant over the entire investigation of Dalia Dippolito.
I believe so, but I really didn't have that much involved in it, and there were a lot of people involved. I think he was, but I'm not 100% sure.
And the lead detective, and above him, the lead sergeant, make the final calls and investigations.
Yes.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, Captain, you may step down. Thank you.
Thank you.
Counsel, you want to approach for just one moment? All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was really logistics. Those are our witnesses for today. We really have just an anticipation that on Monday you'll hear the final evidence in the case. So early next week, I don't know whether it'll be Monday afternoon, Tuesday, we anticipate the case going to you. So we're actually going to let you go for today. There's a few legal issues I'll take up with the lawyers this afternoon, but in terms of your participation for today, those are the witnesses that we have. So we're going to let you go for the weekend. I'm going to give you those instructions you're tired of hearing, but we're going to be away from each other for a couple of days. You'll be gone for the weekend, coming back on Monday. I'm going to ask you to be back here on Monday at 9:45 as usual. We'll try to get you in here as quickly as we can. Same procedure we've been following. Very important, of course. We're getting close. We're not there yet. And so these instructions still apply. You cannot discuss the case amongst yourselves or with anyone else. You cannot do any research with respect to the case. You cannot listen to or read news accounts of the trial. With that said, we're going to let you go a little early. Have a safe drive home and a pleasant weekend. We will see you on Monday. All right, Counselor, see, Mr. Roosevelt, you were about to hand me something.
Yes, we actually, thanks to Mr. Green's assistance, were able to finish our memos earlier tomorrow.
Good.
We have a copy for the state and a copy for Your Honor. This is both the memorandum of law in support of the objective entrapment instruction, the instructions in there, the one.
So you have the proposed instruction?
It's in the memo.
Do me a favor and send me the proposed instruction in Word format to my office.
I can do that.
Yeah, I mean, take it out of the memo, because if I use it, if I decide to give it, I need to be able to revise it and plug it into jury instructions. So send it to me in Word format.
Yes, Your Honor. We also have the memorandum of law in support of use of expert testimony on police policies and procedure at trial.
Is that an issue in the case?
Essentially, I was in the midst of doing research on it.
So we just.
Oh, that was identified for you if there's going to be any issue with respect to whether or not an expert can testify. Is that what that is
We don't want to
designed?
delay proceedings next week.
That's
so
good,
we
okay.
can do that.
All right.
And may I approach?
Yes. And so, state you may or may not be objecting to the expert witness in terms of the testimony being an appropriate subject matter in the case.
Yes.
Not qualifications, not
Just appropriate to have that.
whether it's appropriate to have expert witness on. Okay.
One thing, I want to, just so you don't, if the state wants to go forward.
Yeah, if I'm going to speak to you privately. No.
I like the white noise.
If you want to file a supplemental brief, go ahead.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
Yeah, it's fine. But get it filed, because I've got to look at it.
We'll get it filed.
All right.
Should we email it to Chambers, Your Honor?
I have his,
If you're going to email it, if you're going to do it over the weekend, email it directly to me, because it goes to my JA. She won't forward it to me till Monday.
Okay.
So,
Well, if it pleases the court, we can email it to you.
yeah.
Directly.
Mr. Rosenfield knows where.
I'll send an email to the three of us in the state, so we get all, get in the same.
That's fine. Okay.
I'll ask Avery gets going to it.
Okay. All right. Anything else we need to do this afternoon? Ms. Laura, you have just sent me proposed jury instructions. You've copied the other side.
Yes, sir, I copied both Mr. Clayton and Mr. Roosevelt, and Kim just sent an email back saying thank you, so she acknowledged receipt.
Okay. All right.
Sufficient.
She's sitting back there. Anything else we need to do before we break for the weekend? Okay. Then we'll be in recess until Monday. You've got one additional witness before the jury comes in on the motion to dismiss. Is that correct?
No, Your Honor.
You had subpoenaed somebody for Monday.
Yes, but.
Just rest on what you have?
We wasted this court's time. He had no additional information to provide the court.
All right, so you're going to rest on what you've got in so far. Okay, all right. Okay, fair enough. All right, so we'll get right to the trial. All right, we're in recess.
What time are you setting this for on Monday?
9:45.
Could be an infamous lapse.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so go to the show, yeah. Well, that's the audio. Yeah, no, I've gotten those before, I know. Yeah, that's not a problem. You know, your answer's not okay. Yeah,
And now I'll know for next time.
well, thank you so much, I really get into it. He's mad, come here. You know that?